Don't be afraid to suck. Everyone is really nervous about what they sound like and what they're gonna say and whether it's any good. And let me just put your mind at ease. I promise you, you're gonna be terrible. The first time, oh my God, abysmal. Sweetie, darling, friend, you're going to suck. And it's okay. Hey there, I'm Joshua Johnson, the host of Now Tonight on NBC News Now, and welcome to NBCU Academy. Podcasting is exploding right now for the same reason that broadcasting exploded back in 1926 when this company was founded. Because we like to hear each other. We like to know what's going on in other people's lives, in other people's parts of the country, in other people's homes and bedrooms. I was one of those dinosaurs who was old enough to remember when you couldn't hold a radio show in your pocket, young man. It didn't live on your phone. And then one day, all of a sudden, Steve Jobs pulled something out of his pocket and the business began to explode before our eyes. Well, now you can tell those same kinds of intimate stories, but not with a radio or a TV that's out here, but with earphones and earbuds that are right here. It's even more intimate than broadcasting has ever been. The equipment you need for a podcast is right between your ears. That's really all you absolutely need. I mean, you can make a podcast on a smartphone with your voice memo function. There's no law, there's no rule that says that you have to have a big fancy microphone and an expensive mixer and the most expensive audio editing program on the market in order to make a podcast. You need great content. You need someone saying something for a reason. It all comes down to the heart of the show. What are you actually saying, and why should I listen? Probably one of the biggest shortcomings of a lot of podcasts is that they are made for the host with no idea who the audience is going to be. Make a profile of them. How old are they roughly? What part of the country or the world are they in? What do they like to do? What other podcasts are they listening to other than yours? And what need can you meet that other shows aren't meeting? So when you go ahead and record the podcast, there are a few things that you need to do. First of all, take a breath. Drink some water. I recommend room temperature rather than cold water. Also, warm up your lips. You can do the little motorboat lip thing. That is a wonderful way to warm up. If you control your tongue, these are great ways to warm up. Read your script really, really fast, and then read it one word at a time per second, and then read it normally. Do all those things just to force your brain to kind of shut off and your body to turn on. Make sure you know what you want to talk about before you start. Even if it's an interview and you might go in a couple of different directions, have a basic thread, a basic through line written down somewhere, some questions. This is not rocket science. It's not brain surgery. No one's going to owe you money if you mess up the podcast. Nobody's going to die if it sucks. Just do it and try to enjoy it. One of the most visual media there are is radio. I mean, think about it. If I describe something to you, you're going to start to picture it in your head. So the words you use are almost more vital in a podcast than they are on television. This is important. Do not let yourself ramble. Just because you have infinite time doesn't mean I have infinite attention. Have a little timer with you. Decide how long you want it to be and stick to that. One of the first assignments I would suggest to anyone who's trying to do a podcast is to take your phone, use the voice memo function, and make a podcast that is 5 minutes exactly. Not 4:59, not 5:02, 5:00. And at precisely 5 minutes, stop. And play that back and share it with someone. Often people will want to make an hour-long podcast without knowing what they're going to fill the hour with. I'd rather hear 5 minutes and go, God, I wish I could hear another hour of this, than to get an hour and after 5 minutes I'm going, how much longer is this hour? It won't be until you start recording that you realize just how loud your air conditioner is, or your heater is, or the car that's idling outside. There is noise everywhere.
Tracking.
Sometimes you may need to make room in your home or wherever you're taping to drown out noise. One of the easiest tricks, not one of the most comfortable, but it absolutely works, throw a blanket over your head and record underneath the blanket. Maybe stand in a clothes closet.
This is the door to the studio.
That's got clothes on all sides, hanging all over, top, bottom, everything. All of that is going to help muffle the sound. publish the podcast. It does not count if no one hears it. I don't care how nervous you are. I don't care how much you think it sucks, but you have to publish it. If it mattered to you, give someone else a chance to let it matter to them too. If you don't come across as yourself, it's gonna show instantly. If you're trying to fake it, your audience will smell it and they will turn you off. So maybe the first thing you have to figure out in a podcast is who you are within it and what you want to bring that's authentic to you. It was a huge shift for me when I realized I didn't want to be the next Lester Holt. I want to be the first Joshua Johnson. I'm Joshua Johnson for NBCU Academy. Thanks for watching.